Hey everybody, it is I, the Kenster 64. It's been quite a while, and after oh crap, this is the second time I'm recording this because I experienced, believe it or not, the longest call drop I've ever experienced with anything. By the way, Ernesto couldn't come on earlier, but I do have one guest who actually hasn't been on an LPerLeague video yet. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello guys, I'm MasterLinit, formerly known as Ernesto. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, it's only going to be two of us today, and today we're starting Super Mario Land 2, which, I'm not gonna lie, this isn't my favorite in the series. It's actually my second favorite next to Super Mario Land 1. I hate that I have to repeat some of the stuff I just said again, but
that's okay. What do you like more about Super Mario Land 1?
Well, it does have an individual quirkiness about it that I kind of liked. It has its own unique sort of feel to it, and it is more challenging in its own sort of way. The music in it, there were some tracks I kind of liked more in the first one than I did the second one. Not saying that the second one's bad. Oh god, the second one has some pretty good tracks, but you know.
Oh, nice. Is that your favorite Mario game?
Well, not really. I will admit, though, that nothing beats Super Mario Brothers 3. Super Mario Brothers 3 still remains my favorite of any Mario game. But,
Oh, nice. My favorite's Super Mario World.
But I did play this quite frequently when I was a kid. And yeah, I do have some of a good childhood experience with this one. So.
Did you not have a lot of Game Boy games at the time? Is that why you play this one a lot?
I mean, I did have quite a few, but let's see, I had like I had Super Mario Land 1 and 2. I didn't have 3. My cousin owned 3. And Metroid 2: Return of Samus, Link's Awakening. I have quite, let's see, Super Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Oh, nice.
Donkey Kong Land. Contra 3. I'm trying to think of these on the top of my head.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's all I can think of right at the moment. But anyway, Super Mario Land 2 introduces an interesting little gimmick where after you beat the first intro stage, you can literally go to any zone you want, which kind of brings a non-linear experience to the game. I find that kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Mega Man, where you get to take down any robot master you choose. Except, of course, you're not doing it for...
It also reminds you of Fire Emblem Sacred Stones for the Game Boy Advance. How you gotta pick which part of the map you want to go to.
Shoot, I've always wanted to play that game, honestly.
Oh,
just
it's
like,
definitely worth it.
Like Golden Sun, and Matt got me into Golden Sun, and I want to play that game so bad, too.
Oh, that game's awesome as well.
Yeah, but most the RPGs I probably do stick with the most, however, are probably the Final Fantasy series.
Which Final Fantasy games have you played?
Just about all of them except for 7, 9, and I'm never gonna play 11, 13, and I'm not gonna play 14 either. Although I heard 14 was a piece of crap.
I heard that too. I was looking forward to it though. Oh well.
Why did you actually think 13 was good in a way?
I did like 13. What I didn't like about that was way too narrow. Like the whole quest and the whole game is like a one straight hallway. You can't go left or right until you hit like chapter 11. And then after chapter 11, you can decide what kind of quests you want to do from there. But even then, it's just a bunch of side quests thrown on one chapter.
I'd actually get very
annoying.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd actually get pretty annoyed by that.
I know, who wants to do like 60 side quests in one chapter? Nobody.
The fact of running through a straight hallway throughout most of the game.
You don't mind that?
No, I said I wouldn't like it. I would pretty annoyed by that.
I know, because every Final Fantasy game besides that one, as far as I know of,
Like,
you
I know
have the option of doing a few side quests or getting a new spell or whatever in between something.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know 10 was a bit linear too, but at least it had its own diversions. And like, I mean, 13. You said 13 had side quests.
Only on one chapter.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. If I want to do side quests, let me do it during the course of the game. I mean, it doesn't have to be at the beginning.
Yeah, it's not a Zelda. They don't span everything out. They threw it all together in one chapter.
I think Final Fantasy IV did it a little bit. I know Final Fantasy V had quite a few moments that it did that. I think 6 did as well. 7 I wouldn't know. 8 had a lot of diversions.
3 had a little bit of diversions too.
Yeah, is it 3 your favorite?
3 is my favorite. I
Yeah,
like that the most because everything's medieval and my girl party member does not get kidnapped. I don't have to worry about a really ugly looking bad guy like Seymour. And I don't have to worry about whiny characters like in Final Fantasy X and 13. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I like 3 more than the other ones.
Kind of like, I think if I had a favorite, it'd have to be 5. I really like the way the job system was well done in that game. And like,
oh yeah, 3 and 5 have excellent job systems. They just added more to 5 than 3, and then they put more to 3 once they remade it.
the one thing that did aggravate me about 3, by the way, you can skip the bonus stages if things aren't going your way. But anyway, one thing that did aggravate me about 3 was like, towards the end right now where you can go into the Dark World. And my god, it is so frustrating. There's like no save points in the Dark World at all. And like, I remember beating all 4 of the bosses that you had to beat before you fight Cloud of Darkness or whatever.
Right.
And I had on Cloud of Darkness, and you have no idea how angry I was when I lost that fight.
Oh yeah. It is. Final Fantasy 3 was meant for more of the hardcore gamers because it was made for the NES, and it's just a simple. Famicom. So since it's a remake, it still has some of that quirkiness that they didn't bother switching up on.
I like the challenge. I just wish there would have been more save points.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed to save in dungeons or caves kind of thing. And you can't save at the very end either. I mean, the remake you can quick save it, but you'd have to pick up right where you left off, and if you die, you're still screwed.
Yeah. I was not going to take that risk down there with the pipe, by the way.
Why not?
Huh?
Well, how come? There's something down there you don't like?
It's just a simple life, and I'm probably going to lose a life getting the darn thing. Yay, lag. But, yeah.
That's fine. Gotta love those bullet bills.
So, Vanessa, how does it feel to finally be part of a,
Linit.
I keep forgetting that you changed your name for some reason. How does it feel to finally be part of a video for the LPerLeague?
Feels good. I was told not to do any LPs for it since a few were already going. And I'm never home and online when people are apparently recording. So nothing I can really do for the channel.
Yeah, like, in this 100 subscriber special, like, they said that you could do a third LP, which is what I'm doing right now, but that has to be a really short one. And in this case, Super Mario Land 2 will probably only take like 5 or 6 segments, so.
That only makes sense, I suppose.
Look at how well I go through this part right here. I'm like jumping through the ladders and shooting the Goombas at perfect trajectories.
While jumping on Legos.
Supposed to be the Mario figure, and wait a second, a brain made out of Legos. What is this madness?
Man, I'd be scared of Legos sort of as big as me.
And they say Super Mario Land 1 is weird.
Do you think 2's more weird?
I think it's weird. Well, I will admit that Super Mario Land 1 is weirder. But there were some weird moments in the game, just like this, for instance.
Like you're fighting a pig that can roll into a ball.
It's supposed to be like a pun off the 3 little pigs. Well, technically they're 3 big pigs, but...
They're as big as Mario, if not bigger.
My god, the bosses are so freaking weird in this game.
Yeah, they ran out of ideas for Super Mario Galaxy 2. I was expecting 8 worlds and I got 6.
Yeah. Oh, and 2?
Super Mario Galaxy 2? Yeah.
Yeah, I will admit the first one was probably better than the second one.
Me too. I didn't care so much for having Yoshi in the second one.
Yeah, that's probably the big deal that everybody was making. As like, people were like, "Oh, Yoshi's gonna be back in this restaurant! It's gonna be so awesome!" And you look at the stage design, and it's way too gimmicky. You know, I mean, I don't mind gimmicks, but when you make the stages to the point of where all of them are extremely gimmicky, it kind of wears down on you in a while.
Define gimmicky, you mean like not as well designed or fresh ideas, everything's kind of repeated, but...
Like, when I say gimmick, I mean like, every stage has its own little special theme to it, if you know what I mean. Like well, not thing. You know how like in some stages, like, there'll be like a giant thing chasing after you, or like a stage effect, a whole thing that affects a stage as a whole.
Yeah.
That's what I would define as a gimmick.
So something that affects the whole stage, like when you go for a second star, the whole stage changes?
And honestly, I have no idea who would not be able to reach that bell.
That one's easy.
Seriously, I would smack somebody in the back of the head if they couldn't get that bell.
That's like trying to, like, if you couldn't touch the flag on the first level in Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Only made 1,000 times easier.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah.
I always hate water levels sometimes.
Yeah. The only game series I really know that puts them into good effect are probably the Mega Man games. Because it has a different effect on Mega Man instead of making him extremely slow and jumps really... I mean, he's still somewhat slow, but it's not really like something that you would pay much attention to.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
The only time I hated the water level in Mega Man was the Mega Man Extreme 2 version for the Game Boy Color. There was this one set of spikes I always had trouble jumping over until I got better at it.
Yeah, I've always been curious. I played all 8 of the Mega Man X games, which is my favorite series, by the way.
Mine
but
too.
I've never played the Extreme games or X Command Mission or Maverick Hunter in that case. What would you think of those games?
Well, Maverick Hunter is basically just a remake of the first Mega Man X game for the PlayStation Portable. And I never played Command Mission, so I won't know about that one.
I heard, like, Command Mission was full of continuity errors, though. Like, it takes place in the same age as the Mega Man Zero series does, which doesn't really make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Not of zeros in Mega Man X2. I mean, X
Like,
Command Mission.
Like, doesn't the Zero series take place in 22XX or something?
That's what I thought. Unless they changed it in like a remake.
Have you ever played the Zero series?
I played 3 for the Game Boy Advance. When I bought my friend the game and he let me play it.
That's my favorite one, actually.
And I know they made one for the DS.
I think that's ZX you're referring to.
Yeah. It's still Mega Man Zero, isn't it?
I have yet to try it out, but looking at ZX, it just kind of gives me the thought that Capcom was running out of ideas. I mean, come on. You could have brought I mean, I can understand why you took classic Mega Man and the X and the Zero series, but literally when you have X and Zero, they all were part of Dr. Wily's and and Dr. Light's legacy. And when you take that away and you replace them with these normal human kids, then what's the point? You know?
Yeah, it's like the Star Force games. I couldn't really get into those Mega Man games.
I tried watching a video of Battle Network, and it didn't look appealing to me at all, honestly.
Well, I like Battle Network. I think that's a great idea. I just couldn't get into Star Force. That's like the ones where it's kind of like Battle Network, but they changed
I do like.
RPGs.
I mean, I love classics like Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, the Final Fantasy series,
Zelda,
and all.
Mario.
Well, I mean, I
Metroid.
wouldn't count Zelda as an RPG itself.
It has
It's
RPG elements, like upgrading weapons or getting more health.
well, here's the best way I would put it. Zelda, it's its own genre, in my opinion. Like, I literally don't think I've seen many other games that try to replicate it to that extent, honestly. Like, even when you find games that's about collecting items and going through dungeons, none of them really have the puzzle elements that a Zelda game would have.
That's why I couldn't think of any that could even match a Zelda game.
And I always thought this was a pretty cool level, being inside the belly of a well.
That reminds me of being inside Jabu Jabu and Oracle of Ages and Ocarina of Time.
Not gonna lie, that was an annoying level.
Which one?
The one in Oracle of Ages.
Oh man, I hated that one.
I mean, I will admit I do prefer Ages over Seasons, but there were instances like that I was just,
Yeah, I thought the Mermaid Cave was bad when I was playing it when I was like 9 years old. And then when I went to Jabu Jabu's, I'm like, this is way harder.
yeah. Well, anyway, that was the first two zones. And we'll do the Pumpkin Zone and the Macro Zone in the next segment. So,
Have a good
guys,
day.
yep, I will see you guys in the next segment.